Olivia.
And I'm Madison.
Welcome to We're Completely Booked, episode 6.
Our book for this week is The Girls by Emma Cline.
This book is told partly in present day, with a woman flashing back on her time in 1969 when she was a 14-year-old and she joined a cult of a bunch of other girls who were being led by a man who taught them that you should love everybody and drugs are good and sex is good and woo!
Playing with his guitar.
Yeah. Chill.
It's the 60s, man. Yeah.
I don't know, 60s talk.
Drugs and love, man. Peace.
She joins this cult, some bad things happen, and so then she's reflecting back on all of those things later in her life throughout other parts of the book when she is lonely, middle-aged, and paranoid. I think she's so observant because she's so insecure about herself, and so she tries to see that in other people to make herself feel better.
Yeah.
Which I think is something that's not uncommon in teenage.
She tries to follow examples throughout the entire book, which I find to be intriguing, as it sort of, that is what changes her character over the course of the book.
It just tells it how it is. It's not romanticized or fluffy.
No.
Just tells it.
This book is not fluffy.
Nope. It's a blunt.
Blunt. Like a blunt.
Good one. But there's a juxtaposition in this book between what can sometimes feel like a prose-like style. It can sometimes feel poetic, the way things are written, and Emma Cline's use of adjectives, and her protagonist's way of seeing the world. Mm-hmm. Her writing can almost be beautiful at times, but the content is in no way beautiful. It's really ugly content, and it makes for a really interesting juxtaposition, because at the same time, she still keeps the integrity of what's going on, like the sex and the drugs and the violence and all that stuff, as bad, without saying that it's bad and without saying that it's good. She just leads you to believe that based on the events that are happening. This book doesn't have an agenda. It just sort of tells it how it is, and you're left to feel however you want to feel. I listened to a portion of it on the audiobook, and if you ever want to feel uncomfortable on a car ride, you can listen to this book via audiobook. I can't imagine someone else. Don't have any other passengers in the car. Oh no! It got really weird really fast. Even reading it alone, I looked up and felt all self-conscious because people would someone's gonna know I read that, I feel dirty and unclean. You feel on edge throughout a lot of this book. What's gonna happen next? Ooh, and it's all tense. And then the way this book Why did that happen? Okay. You have to take a deep breath at the end of this book, because you're on edge to the point of the very last sentence. It's so appropriate for the whole thing. It's just taking a deep breath out. Let's give our ratings. Okay. Despite not actually, liking the book myself based on the content of it, I still gave it a pretty high rating of 4.9 pounds of dank weed out of 5. Just because the subject matter itself isn't my preference, but the book is written so well by a debut author, might I add, that this story is fantastic. And I have to give it the rating it deserves, despite me not having a preference of it. Agreed. That's why I gave it 4 unpleasant encounters out of 5. To find out about those unpleasant encounters, you have to read it. If you want to know about unpleasant encounters, I'd pass, really. Speaking of unpleasantries, next week, stay tuned for our Tim O'Brien Going After Cacciato book. Indeed. And if you would like to know more about what we think of books, check out our blog at www.wecompletelybooked.blogspot.com. And if you want us to read a certain book, please put it in the comments below, and we would really like a break from, subject matter such as death and anything light, we would love violence to read. Or sex, or please give us something not involving those topics. We would really appreciate it. See you next week.